Welcome to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the #1 podcast and resource for Black entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If you're currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, you're invited to join us each and every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family and get ready to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 489. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic is the blueprint to make money by solving problems. The blueprint to make money by solving problems. Now, many entrepreneurs start their businesses because of one or two things. Usually because they're passionate about something or they're trying to solve a problem. So today we're going to dive deep and I'm going to actually decode why solving a problem is probably the easiest way to make money as an entrepreneur. Now, before we get to today's content, I just want to share a few things with the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and resource links, such as the link to my latest book, Unlocking the Power of ChatGPT, the Ultimate Prompting Handbook for Beginners. Unlocking the Power of ChatGPT, the Ultimate Prompting Handbook for Beginners. Now, we know AI is here to stay. So you have two choices. You can either ride the wave or get swallowed by the wave. So go to Unlocking ChatGPT for more information on my latest book. Also, don't forget to get 3 days free access to BEB Academy, which is our online learning portal where we have all types of resources, master classes, online courses, and downloads to help you elevate your entrepreneur IQ. You can go to the website blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com and look at the top of the page and click on BEB Academy and get 3 days free access to everything inside the academy. Also, don't forget, guys, if you're interested in building a successful, sustainable e-commerce business and take advantage of the Q4 frenzy that's going to happen, make sure that you go to the website blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com. And if you're interested in learning more, click on Brand Builder Academy Elite. This is my flagship e-commerce program for people that want to build physical products brands or digital products brands. Normally, it's $497 investment, but now use the coupon code HOLIDAY, all lowercase letters, and take $400 off of the program so you can invest only $97 and get this flagship program to help you move from point A to point B and build a successful, sustainable e-commerce business. Now, let's get ready for today's show content. So today we're going to talk about the blueprint to make money by solving problems. Now, this is an episode where you might want to take physical notes because I'm going to give you an outline to a worksheet that you can use to actually figure out how to make money by solving problems. Now, if you're in the car or you're not able to take notes, go to the website blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com, and on the front page, I have the latest episodes. So just go to episode number 489, click on that. You'll see the show notes, and you'll also see a link to download the workshop, and it's free. So make sure if you're serious about this and learning how to make money by solving problems and you want the worksheet, go to blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com, click on episode 489. You'll see the show notes and a link to download the workshop. So today we're going to talk about how to make money by solving problems. Now, most people do one of two things, and I'm going to get into both of these options, but I'm really going to focus on solving problems. So most people either follow their passion or they try to solve a problem. Now, ideally, the best way is a combination of the two. And that's where pinpoint and monetize your genius comes in, which is another one of my foundational online programs, pound for pound, my best program. Now, pinpoint and monetize your genius is talking about how to monetize your genius. And your genius is the intersection of your passion and your talent. The problem is most people don't know how to monetize that. We're not going to focus on that today. We're just going to talk about solving problems. But if you're interested, make sure you go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Click on the link to pinpoint and monetize your genius if you're serious about making money from your genius. But many people are just interested in making money. So let's talk about these two ways that people try to make money. Number one is following your passion, right? Now, following your passion is a beautiful thing if you know how to monetize that passion. One of the benefits of following your passion is that if you're doing something that you're passionate about, when you get obstacles in the way or you're having frustrations, you're more apt to continue and move forward because it's something that you're passionate about. Okay? So if you're passionate about a specific product or a specific thing or specific cause, you're going to continue to move forward even though you're going to have those obstacles. Now, if you're just chasing paper, then when something gets too hard, guess what? You're not going to focus on that, and you're going to try to find something that's easier to accomplish. So being able to start a business based on passion is a great thing. The problem is most people don't know how to monetize it. All right, so check out Pinpoint and monetize your genius if you're serious about that. Now, the path of least resistance to me is solving a problem. So first, let's talk about why solving a problem is the easier way to make money. All right. So number one, people want their problems solved, right? How many problems do you have that you're looking for a solution to? So people always want to solve problems, be it money problems, health problems, whatever it is, relationship problems. People always want to solve their problems. Also, one of the benefits of solving a problem is the bigger the problem, the more you can charge. The bigger the problem, the more you can charge. So if you're a tax accountant and you work with people that owe the IRS money, that's usually a big problem. So if you have a client that owes the IRS $100,000 and they're threatening to, garnish their wages, impound their monies, put them in jail or whatever, that's a big problem. If you can solve that problem, you can charge a lot of money. You may be able to charge 10, 15 grand or whatever to solve that problem. Now, versus say somebody has acne and they want to clear their skin up. They go buy Proactive, they spend $30 and they've solved that problem. So remember, the bigger the problem, the more you can charge. And we're talking about why solving a problem is usually the easiest way to make money. Another reason is that people don't care about who you are as long as you help them. People don't care about who you are as long as you can help them. So many times we come into a situation where people buy based on you. So if you have a product that you're the face of that product or service, people may not buy because it's based on who you are. But if you can solve that problem, if you can help them, many times people don't care what you look like, what your ethnicity is, whatever, your gender, whatever. They just want the problem to be solved. Another reason why solving problems is an easier way to make money is because you can identify that group of people that have that problem. So if you have a weight loss supplement, I'm pretty sure you can go on to Facebook and find tons of groups of people that are trying to lose weight. So now you can identify that problem and then create a solution for those people or for that market. So that's one of the other reasons. So remember, guys, problems can be solved by physical products, digital products, or services. Now, remember, there are only 6 things that you can sell, or 6 type of things that you can sell. Your physical products, your digital products, your services. Somebody else's physical products, somebody else's digital products, and somebody else's services. And we're going to get into that as we go on with today's show. So now let's talk about why following your passion is not as simple as solving a problem to make money. Now, remember, you're probably going to be more gung-ho when you're trying to do something that you're passionate about. But here's some of the issues with that. You may be passionate about something that most people aren't. A lot of times we have our personalities and we may be kind of quirky, but we may be passionate about something that really doesn't allow us to make a lot of money. You may be passionate about model trains built in 1971 that you're passionate about, and you might not have a market to make money about that with that. Okay. So you have to understand you may be passionate about something that most people aren't. Also, do you know how to monetize that passion? And once again, I talked about pinpoint and monetize your genius. It's great to be passionate about something, but very few people know how to monetize that. And for example, me selling my hot sauce, right? Hot sauce is not solving any problem. So there's no place that I can go per se that I can find a problem with hot sauce. Yes, my hot sauce is high-end gourmet hot sauce, but I'm not really solving a problem. It's more about what do people like? Do they like watery hot sauce or do they like a high-end hot sauce? So I'm not necessarily solving a problem. So when it comes to being passionate about something, you have to use your head and find out, is there a way to monetize what I'm passionate about? Okay. Now let's look at some examples of companies and real people that are making money by solving a problem. All right. I talked about Proactive earlier. So Proactive, if you're not familiar with them, they're not as big now, it seems, but they used to be in all the malls, in kiosks, in stores. And what they did, and on commercials, they had a ton of commercials. They created a formula that would help people clear up acne. And so they made millions upon millions of dollars solving the problem of clearing up acne. Let's look at another company, Jenny Craig, right? So if you're looking to lose weight, Jenny Craig has a program. So Jenny Craig's revenues in 2022 were over $48 million, solving a problem of weight loss. Okay, that's solving a problem. They can identify that. Start looking at the commercials and advertisements that you see and see what type of problems that these companies are solving or trying to solve for you. That'll give you some ideas also. Let's look at another company that I've been using for years called Square, and I think they changed their name to Block. I'm not talking about Squarespace, the website company. I'm talking about Square, the card reader. Okay, so many years ago, small businesses really couldn't afford those chunky point of purchase or point of sale systems that you used to see in most of the major retail chains. Those things cost thousands upon thousands of dollars. So what did Square do? Square said, we're going to make it available, point of sale systems available for the small business owner, and we're going to make a ton of money doing so. So now most small businesses you go to, they're using Square. They have an iPad attached to it, or they buy the Square screen and they have the card reader and the chip reader. You can stick it in your phone if you need to do mobile commerce or whatever, if you're out at a flea market or something like that. And so they've taken over commerce by storm. In 2022, they did revenues of 17.5 billion with a B, and they have profits of over $5 billion. They solved the problem of high-priced point-of-sale systems that most small retailers couldn't afford. They came in, they saw the market opportunity, they had a great solution, and they're making billions upon billions of dollars. So we talked about Proactive, Jenny Craig, Square. What's another one? Here's something that's actually near and dear to my heart, Shopify. And I'm going to talk about Shopify a little bit later in today's show. So Shopify solved the problem of people that wanted to create easy or simple e-commerce websites. Now, there are tons of different software out there, to build websites. But what Shopify did was they focused specifically on e-commerce. That is what they do. They're not the prettiest websites unless you customize them, but the functionality is designed for people to sell via e-commerce. They have so many plugins and different things that you can add on to the standard Shopify plan that is designed specifically for e-commerce companies. Now, the total revenue generated for Shopify in 2022 was around 5.6 billion US dollars, billion with a B. Now, I'm giving you a lot of these big examples, but I just want to let you know what is possible. Now, remember, every concept starts with an idea. Every major corporation, Fortune 100, Fortune 500, everything starts with a concept. So don't get scared by these numbers, because maybe you don't do 5 billion, but maybe you do 5 million, which still ain't bad, right? So the last example I want to use is called HelloFresh. So HelloFresh is one of the first companies to market that was trying to help busy professionals save time and cooking healthy meals. So when you come home from work, dealing with the kids when you get home, whatever, and then you have to cook a meal, that's a lot of time and it's a lot of energy. So HelloFresh said, you know what? We're going to create a food preparation service to give you quality meals. Everything is pretty much in there. All you have to do is put it in and cook it, and your meal is done. Now, revenues of HelloFresh in 2022 were over 8.1 billion with a B, billion dollars. Every company that I just talked about just now is in the business of solving problems. Now, they may be passionate about certain things, the founders, but in reality, they're solving problems. The bigger the problem, the more you can charge and the more money you can make. The bigger the problem, the more people that are going to have it, which can relate to or turn into more dollars in your pocket as an entrepreneur. And today we're talking about the blueprint to make money by solving problems. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of steps, and I'm also going to outline a worksheet that you can use to help you figure out what problem or problems to solve. Remember, if you want a copy of the worksheet and you cannot write this down, go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Click on episode number 489, and they're going to be the show notes for the episode, and I'll put in a link for you to download the actual worksheet, and it is free. Now, let's look at the 3 components of solving a problem for profit, and then I'm going to break down the worksheet, okay? Now, component number 1 is you have to define the problem. You have to define the problem. So you need to find the problem that you actively want to solve. What's the problem that you actively want to solve? What are you best suited to solve? Now, you may have a problem, but you're not able to solve it. And we're going to get into that when we go into the worksheet. Also, you can use somebody else's solution. And you also need to make sure that this solution has a significant opportunity built in. And when I say a significant opportunity built in, an opportunity to generate revenues and hopefully scale your business. So component number 1, define your problem. Component number 2, know the competition. Now, once you have your problem in place, the chances are somebody else has already solved that problem or is trying to solve that problem. And that's fine, because competition is good. It means that you have a viable idea. Now, you want to look back at companies that have failed to address the problem, and you also want to look at companies that are currently addressing the problem that you're trying to solve, and try to get some clues. Why did they fail? What is their price point? Why are they successful? What's their target market, or who's their target market? So you want to do some due diligence and know your competition. All right. Now, you can use this information not only to avoid similar pitfalls, but to take your business to a different level. OK, now, here's another tip when it comes to know your competition. So if there's still some active competitors in the space, look at what they're selling and their price point. You also may want to purchase what they're selling so you can see the pros and the cons of what their solution is and see if you can better whatever that they're offering. So number 2, know the competition. Number 3, build your brand story. Now, I know this may sound like which one of these things doesn't belong, but you want to be able to build your brand story. So before you start to build your company, you need to define your problem and explain your solution. Now, the thing is, if you need to convey this to possible investors, but most of all, your consumers, the people that are going to be buying your solution, whatever solution you're selling, be it a physical solution or a digital solution or a service, you need to convey to your customers what your brand story is. Find a way to tell your story that you can repeat and repeat, where it's not going to get stale, but it's still going to have that passion in it. Why you started this business and why this problem was something special to you or was an issue to you, and this is the solution. And I'm going to give you guys some real life examples as we move forward in the show. So now you've identified the problem, you know the competition, and you know how you're going to stand out amongst the rest based on your brand story. So these are fundamental components that you need when you're solving a problem for profit. Now let's start to put all of this information together. So if you need to pause the podcast right here and grab a pen and a piece of paper, do so now, because I'm about to outline the worksheet for you. Now you can do this, or you can go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, hit episode 489. There'll be show notes and a link to actually download this worksheet for free. Let's do this. Take out a standard sheet of paper, be it lined or unlined, the 8.5 by 11 size, and fold it in half twice. So now you're going to have 4 quadrants when you open up that paper. Top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Okay? Now, in the top left box, I want you to write up top your problem and your solution. Top left box, write your problem and your solution. Now, in the top right box, write your problem and somebody else's solution. Your problem and somebody else's solution. Now, go to the bottom left box. Write somebody else's problem and your solution. Somebody else's problem and your solution. And on the bottom right box, write somebody else's problem and somebody else's solution. Somebody else's problem and somebody else's solution. And leave a little bit of room on the bottom so you can actually write down what is the number 1, 2, and 3 problems I can solve to make a profit. Okay, once again, you can go to the website and download this for free if you want it, or you can do this exercise by hand. All right, now, the top left box, right? Your problem and your solution. Many times people start businesses because they have a problem that they found a solution to. Okay, so tons of businesses are started that way. So what you want to do is your problem, your solution. Under that box, write what problem do you have that you can personally solve? What problem or problems do you have that you can personally solve? So I want you to think about, be it work problems, personal problems, physical problems, health problems, weight problems, image problems, whatever it is. All right. What problem do you have that you can personally solve? And I'm going to give you a real life example of an entrepreneur that was actually on Black Entrepreneur Blueprint and is doing millions of dollars in revenues in a short period of time. So check out episode number 350. I had Tiffany Cartwright on. She's the founder of Glam Body Scrubs, right? So Tiffany started mixing skincare products after her daughter was born with eczema. And she was determined not to use harsh steroids. So she started mixing jojoba, castor oil, grapeseed oil, and other types of natural oils. And she created a formula that actually cured her daughter's eczema. So that was your problem and your solution. And she literally has made millions upon millions of dollars with Glam Body Scrubs, which are in Target, Walmart, and all your major online retailers and physical retailers. Check out episode 350. It was an amazing story. Actually, Tiffany was a judge and she got laid off and she pretty much lost everything. And Glam Body Scrubs is the product that brought her back. So episode 350. So that's the top left box. Your problem and your solution. Under that, write what problem do you have that you can personally solve? And once again, it's almost like a mind mapping thing. Think about your problems that you have and what are the solutions? What personally can you do to solve those problems? Okay, so that's box number 1, which is the top left. Now, on the top right, I want you to write down your problem and somebody else's solution. You already should have written that down. Your problem and somebody else's solution. Under that, write what problems do you have that you can't solve, but somebody else can? What problems do you have that you can't solve, but somebody else can? Okay, so here's an example. And remember, we're talking about making a profit. So you know how to make a profit from your problem and your solution. You just sell your solution to other people. Now we're talking about your problem and somebody else's solution. How are you going to make money from that? So here's a real life example. Say you cannot build websites. You're not good at web design, right? So you contract out with a company that does build websites, and you see that they're great, and people have done this all the time. And what you do is you market website building to your community. And what you do is you upcharge and you make money. So for example, say the website company charges you $350 to do the website. Now you become a middleman and you start to market that website company, and you charge your customers $700 to build and manage the project for profit. So literally you're a middleman becoming a project manager. So a lot of you guys may not know this. So when you go to these sites and you get a website built, the people that are building your site aren't the ones that are necessarily marketing the site. Okay, you have the actual workers, and then you have the project managers that are the intermediary between your customer and the actual people that are building the websites. It's just like if you hire a general contractor to build a house. General contractor isn't building the house, but he's hiring the people and he's overseeing the entire project. And for that, they get paid. So in the top right-hand corner, your problem and somebody else's solution. So if you go and you're looking for like SEO, a lot of social media marketing and SEO, a lot of times those agencies actually don't even do the work. They're hiring out back-end agencies that do all the SEO and all that other stuff, and all they're doing is marking it up and reselling it to you. So the way you profit when it's your problem and somebody else's solution is you can actually be a general contractor pretty much, or a middleman, and be a project manager. Okay, so that's on the top right. So what are some of the problems, your problems? And these are problems that you don't have the solution to. Somebody else has the solution. So think about it. Once again, website building could be one. All right, that's your problem. You can't build websites. The solution is to hire somebody else out that I can then remarket them to be able to sell. And write down not just one thing in each quadrant. Write down multiple problems. This is like a mind mapping thing. So we have the top left and the top right. Now let's go down to the bottom left box. All right, and the bottom left box is somebody else's problem and your solution. So you should have that written down already. Somebody else's problem and your solution. Under that, what problems can you personally solve that aren't yours? What problems can you personally solve that are not yours? What problems are you best suited to solve? That may be a better way to phrase that question. What problems may you best be suited to solve? So let's give an example here. All right, say you're a fitness coach and you're in good shape and somebody wants to lose weight. So now you become the solution to their problem by becoming their fitness coach and charging them for your services. Now, you don't have a fitness problem because you're a fitness coach, you're in great shape. But somebody else has a problem and you are the solution. And once again, guys, remember, there's only 6 type of things that you can sell: your physical products, your digital products, your services, somebody else's physical products, somebody else's digital products, and somebody else's services. So now we have the first 3 blocks or first 3 quadrants done. Now, on the bottom right box, which is your last quadrant, you've already written somebody else's problem and somebody else's solution. Now, under that, write down what problem you can identify that you don't have and can't solve, but somebody else can solve. What problem or problems can you identify that you don't have and can't solve, but somebody else can solve? So here's a real life example from me, right? What problem can I identify that I don't have and I can't solve, but somebody else can solve? Now, I'm a Shopify affiliate, right? So I can't build e-commerce websites on my own, but guess what? Shopify can. So people who want to create a successful e-commerce website, and I'm a Shopify affiliate. So what do? I offer them the Shopify platform in exchange for earning a commission, an affiliate commission. So this model is great for affiliate sales. So if somebody else has a problem and somebody else has a solution, you can still make money from that by becoming an affiliate. As I mentioned, you're giving them the solution even though you don't know how to do it, but your referral is giving you an affiliate commission. Okay, so now we have all 4 quadrants. And that last one was somebody else's problem and somebody else's solution. So in terms of finding affiliates, one of the best affiliate marketplaces is clickbank.com. CLICKBANK, clickbank.com. And they're an affiliate marketplace that has thousands upon thousands of products. They could be physical products, they could be digital products or whatever. And the beauty is they give you a link that you can send out or share with people that may have that problem that they want solved. So if you're looking to sell a supplement to people that want to lose weight, all right, now that's somebody else's problem. You may not need to lose weight, and it's somebody else's solution. So now you market that product or that link, and anytime somebody buys something, you get a commission. So remember, guys, this is why it's so easy. I'm not going to say easy, but the concept is it's easy to make money by solving problems. You don't even have to have the problem or the solution. You can just be a middleman. You can be a marketer. So think about the concept of being a marketer, not an entrepreneur selling your own product or service or whatever, but being a marketer. Once you can identify and decode marketing, you can make money any way that you want, right? So now you don't even have a problem. It's somebody else's problem, and you don't even have the solution. You're giving them somebody else's solution and still making money. So these are the 4 quadrants of how you can profit off of problems. All right. Number 1, your problem and your solution. We went over that. What problem do you have that you can personally solve? The second quadrant is your problem and somebody else's solution. What problems do you have that you can't solve, but somebody else can solve? Third quadrant is somebody else's problem and your solution. What problem can you personally solve that aren't yours? Okay, what problems are you the best suited to solve? And the last quadrant, which we just went over, is somebody else's problem and somebody else's solution. What problem can you identify that you don't have and can't solve, but somebody else can solve? Problems, guys. Solving problems makes money. People don't care what you look like, what's your gender, what you identify with, your color. They don't care as long as you can solve the problem. And remember, the bigger the problem, the more money you can make. So if you have a very small problem, you can still make money if you get enough people to buy that solution. So the whole key, guys, is really being a marketer. Okay, once you understand and are able to decode marketing, then you'll be able to sell anything. Okay, define your problem, know the competition, build your brand story. Why do people want to shop with you or use your solution? Okay, now there are tons of companies out there that you don't even know who the founder is. I guarantee you don't know who started Proactive, right? But they've made millions upon millions of dollars because they found a solution for acne, okay? And people don't care who they are, where they came from. They know that, hey, I got acne and this Proactive is going to help me. Guess what? I'm buying it. So you can be behind the scenes, okay? But just think about some of the problems that you can solve in your everyday life. And a lot of times we don't give ourselves credit. So, for example, my online courses, those are problems that people have that I have a solution for. So if you want to build a successful, sustainable e-commerce business, that's what I do. I'm already doing it. So I'm giving people my knowledge to be able to do what I do. Okay, pinpoint and monetize your genius, which is another online course program. I'm living in my genius. I've learned how to monetize the intersection of my passion and my talent, and I'm living in my genius. Okay, so what type of problems can you solve? I was on a podcast a couple of months ago, and we were talking about making money. And one of the guys on the podcast asked me, what do you think I should do for a side hustle? And so I started asking him a few questions. And one of the things that he's an audio engineer. So he does audio engineering. And I said, you know what? There are a lot of podcasts out there, audio and visual podcasts. I said, what software do you use? And I forgot the name of the software he used, but it's a pretty popular one. I said, you can create an online course to show people how to use that software and how to make their audio crisp. So you're an audio engineer. You know how to do this. You actually make a living doing this. So now take that solution that you have and then make money from it. You're solving somebody else's problem. How many times do we get software that when we go to tutorials, they don't even give you the right answers, but somebody can go on to YouTube or create a course that can actually show you from A to Z how to use this software, okay? Now, I just said something that may have people confused because there's a lot of information on YouTube. There's tons of information on what I call YouTube University. But if you package it correctly, you can actually sell that same information. So I'm a professional audio engineer. I work at radio stations, record companies, and production houses. And this is what I do for a living. Now, once again, you're giving your brand story. Okay, now I'm going to teach you exactly how I do it. So masterclass.com, that has all the important and well-known people teaching you how to do what they do. Masterclass, that's a great example. So don't short yourself on what problems you can solve. Okay, you can see little things on TikTok, on Instagram or whatever, people just doing little things, but a lot of that stuff can actually be turned into a business. What problems can you solve, or where can you find a solution to the problems? Okay, you may not be able to create the product, but it may be a private label product that you market under your own brand. That's a solution. So say the problem you want to solve is teeth whitening. Now, you don't have a lab where you're creating all these teeth whitening products, but you can go to a manufacturer and private label the product under your own brand. And private labeling basically means going to somebody that manufactures something and then having them create it with your brand on it, be it your packaging and your brand of it. Okay, so a lot of stuff that you see out there in the supermarkets are private labels, right? So when you go to Giant or Super G or Acme or whatever, and you see the supermarket brand, they're not out there creating mouthwash or cereal. Like Walmart has the fake Eggos, right? They look like Eggos, but they're not Eggos. And many times the same manufacturer will manufacture their brand and also a supermarket or a store brand. Okay. So private label is huge. Now you control that brand's image. Okay. And we talked about building your brand story. Now you can build your brand's image. So with that teeth whitening, go to a teeth whitening manufacturer. You can find them on Alibaba, or you can just Google teeth whitening manufacturers private label. They'll give you pricing on their product. You can rebrand it or whatever, and then you can sell it on your own. You're solving the problem of teeth whitening, even though you're not manufacturing or creating the solution. Somebody else is, but you're branding it. So guys, don't sleep on this. And what we're talking about, how to make money by solving problems. The blueprint, how to make money by solving problems. Find a problem, find a solution. Remember, you can be a middleman in the transaction. Okay, so take a look at that worksheet that I gave you. If you weren't able to write it down, make sure you go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Click on episode 489. You'll see all the show notes, and there will be a link to the actual worksheet, which is free. Now, before I get to the last part of the show real quick, let me just give you all my social media contact information and resource links, and I'm going to keep it super simple. Everything I'm about to talk about is on the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. I mentioned at the top of the show, my new book is out. Go to unlockingchatgpt.com for information on that. Go to the website for BEB Academy. Just go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. You'll see the link for BEB Academy on top of the page, along with my other two flagship programs, Pinpoint and Monetize Your Genius and Brand Builder Academy Elite. You can click on those. Now, if you want to get in contact with me, anything long, family, hit me on my email, jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, JAYJONES@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, Twitter, jjones001, JAYJONES001. Instagram, I got two IG accounts, guys. First one is J Jones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. Second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Also, don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. Just go to LinkedIn, type in J Jones, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, and connect with me there. Also, YouTube, family, I have additional content on YouTube that is not on the show. Yes, the show is on YouTube, but I have additional content, so make sure you go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, and hit that subscribe button. And for all you first-time listeners, I just want to let you know we have a new episode that comes out every Monday morning at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure wherever you're listening to this or watching this, you hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified when the new episodes come out. Now, I just want to do a quick, not necessarily recap, but a summary, so to speak. Guys, solving a problem is where it's at, okay? I understand you're passionate and stuff like that, and you're passionate about something. The ideal thing is to put passion and solving a problem together. That's Pinpoint and Monetize Your Genius. That's actually what that program is. Teaches you how to monetize your passion and your talent, okay? So if you're serious about that, make sure you check out the course, Pinpoint and Monetize Your Genius, on the website. Or if you're looking for the path of least resistance, it's solving a problem. And it could be a minuscule problem or it could be a major problem. But start to look at ads and things that you see on social media and on TV and look at what they're advertising, okay? You'll see a lot of drug commercials on television, right? Solving, high blood pressure, this, that, or whatever problem it is. A lot of the stuff that you see is problem solving. I always talk about problem, solution, result. What's the problem? Your product or service is the solution, but what does that result in? I have flat feet. The J Jones insoles are the solution. And what's the result? Now you can run your marathons in comfort. You can enjoy running, get back into shape, have your best times ever in the 5K marathon, whatever. Problem, solution, result. That's the formula. Simple formula that a lot of people don't follow. Make sure you guys download the worksheet that I have, or if you wrote it down, you already got it. That's cool. Now, before we close on out, guys, I say this each and every week because it's true. We get more and more downloads because of you, the BEB family. I appreciate you guys so much. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the new updated website. I want blackentrepreneurblueprint.com to be the resource for Black entrepreneurs worldwide. We spend a lot of time and resources revamping the website, and we have tremendous content on there about anything that you need to learn. Hit the Learn tab, and you'll see a drop down, and we have resources on marketing, e-commerce, strategy and mindset, scaling your business, everything that you need to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. So make sure you utilize the website, obviously listen and share the podcast, and also the ecosystem, all the online courses, books, and resources that we designed to help you elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Remember, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. It's about building an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.